Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome to another weather forecast here. In this video, guys, I will be talking to you about severe weather the next few days, a heat wave that will take us through the second week in August, and also your La Nina update as well as your tropical weather update here in this video as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining here this morning. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Right now, we're looking here at a ridge of high pressure continuing to dominate across the southwestern United States. To the north, we got the zonal flow here from west to east across the northern United States. And looking at the temperatures here underneath that ridge of high pressure, yeah, we got lots of heat out there, guys. Widespread 100s and upper 90s all the way from the Dakotas southward through Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and North Texas as well as Central Texas as we head into this afternoon. Here are your forecasted high temperatures: 99 in Rapid City, 102 in Omaha, Nebraska here, 101 in Kansas City, Missouri, 102 in Oklahoma City, and 104 in Wichita Falls as well. So we're definitely seeing a lot of heat out there as well, starting to kind of move its way to the east across portions of the Midwest into the Missouri Valley and the Mid-South as we kind of move into the afternoon today. Looking here at the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, they have added an area of slight risk of severe weather across northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and western upper peninsula of Michigan. This is a level 2 of 5, so kind of a scattered severe weather potential across portions of these areas as we head to later on this afternoon. Along that cold front developing here across portions of Minnesota, northwestern Iowa, as well as portions of South Dakota and Nebraska, we could also have a kind of a lower end for severe weather here along that cold front of a marginal risk for some stronger storms there as well, maybe even getting down into portions of central Wisconsin toward the Wisconsin Dells and even the Green Bay area. We even have here a marginal risk across portions of the western Ohio Valley, getting down here into portions of middle Tennessee around the Nashville area, and then getting up here into portions as well as northern Maine up toward Caribou, Maine, and portions there of northern Maine, getting up into Quebec of some storms that could be severe as well. Looking kind of at the individual hazards here, we definitely have a threat for some damaging winds out there later this afternoon and this evening. That 5 to 15% chance, that marginal to slight risk for damaging winds here as we move through the afternoon and evening. Also looking here at a higher risk for some hail across portions of northern Wisconsin, the western portions of the upper peninsula of Michigan, and northern Minnesota as we head into later on this afternoon and this evening. Even kind of a lower chance of some hail across northern portions of Maine as well as we head towards later today. All areas, though, however, we're not really seeing too much in the way of low-level rotation with any of these storms. Not really a lot of low-level rotation with the wind shear, anything like that. So we're pretty much just talking about just less than 2% in all areas of tornadoes as we head toward later today. So looking at the setup here and how, we have the severe weather starting to, move into these areas later on this afternoon, we do have a lot of low-level moisture out there. Dew points rising into the middle and upper 60s, even some lower 70 dew points rising well into portions of southern Canada and even portions of Minnesota here in the Dakotas as we head into later on this afternoon. That will fuel some instability or CAPE, what we call convective available potential energy, and this is kind of thunderstorm food for thunderstorms that could kind of move to the south and east along this cold front as it can continues to progress to the south and east along the upper Midwest here into later on this afternoon and this evening. A lot of this instability is actually, around 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram in this red and even this purple shaded area across Minnesota, eastern Dakotas, and getting into Wisconsin, and perhaps all the way down here towards the Omaha region into Nebraska and even western Iowa as we head toward later today. We also do have some pretty decent wind shear values kind of intercepting this area here from the west, from west to east across portions of the Dakotas into Minnesota. So kind of, with the wind shear out there and also with that instability, we're definitely starting to see here kind of some overlap with these dynamics for the potential for some severe weather in that slight risk area as we head into later today. So let's look at the HRRR model here and kind of show you what we can expect here, what the radar could look like as we head toward later on this afternoon. This is around 5 or 6 o'clock, maybe a couple isolated supercell thunderstorms developing across portions there of Manitoba, getting all the way down into portions of North Dakota as well. Some of these storms could be, producing some damaging winds and some large hail, but as we kind of get into the early evening hours here after dinner time around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we're going to be starting to see some isolated supercells firing up from portions of western Ontario all the way down into northwestern portions of Minnesota, getting down to the eastern Dakotas and perhaps as far south and westward as the central and eastern portions of Nebraska. So we'll continue to watch this here as well. Then as we kind of move into the late evening hours and after midnight, we'll start to kind of shift these storms off to the east across the Arrowhead there in Minnesota, into northern portions there of Wisconsin, and then down through portions of the Omaha region as well. Looking at the precipitation amounts here as we head toward later today, mainly light precipitation. We're not talking about any organized heavy rainfall or anything like that, really across the entire United States. The heaviest rainfall can be felt across portions along Mississippi, Alabama, and down toward Florida, where we have that tropical moisture in place. Rainfall amounts averaging around the Jackson, Mississippi area, down toward Mobile, Alabama. Some of these areas kind of averaging around a half inch to near an inch of rainfall. Even some rainfall getting up into portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, as well as southeastern Illinois, southwestern portions of Indiana. Some of these areas could see another half inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rainfall as well. Otherwise, we got that monsoon weather with some monsoon rainfall across the Four Corners region as we get into later on today. But as we move into your Wednesday here midweek, we still got that ridge of high pressure centered across the Four Corners here into the desert southwest here in the United States. We also have all that heat out there as it kind of expands a little bit farther to the east. We got widespread lower 100s from portions of central Kansas all the way down through Oklahoma, as well as much of Texas. With some widespread 100 to 105 type temperatures here, 105 in Wichita Falls, 101 here in Tulsa, 102 in Oklahoma City, 98 here in Kansas City, and 96 in St. Louis. So definitely some heat expanding to the east as we head into Wednesday, August 3rd, tomorrow. And we also have another, a threat for severe weather along a cold front that will continue to progress to the south and east along the Great Lakes and into portions of the Middle Missouri Valley. The Storm Prediction Center has upgraded parts of lower Michigan here into a slight risk, a level 2 of 5 for severe weather, with a marginal risk extending down to the southwest across northern Indiana, far northwestern Ohio, much of Illinois, much of Missouri, into eastern portions there of Kansas as well, including the St. Louis area, getting through Peoria, Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, as well as portions there of Gary and South Bend, Indiana, as well as portions there getting down towards Jefferson City, Missouri as well. Looking at the individual hazards from the storms as we move into the day tomorrow here from late afternoon through the evening hours, you can expect some damaging wind gusts over 60 miles per hour here, and especially into portions of lower Michigan around the Detroit area, getting over towards portions there of Grand Rapids. Some of these storms could be packing quite a punch with some damaging winds, especially as you get down towards Illinois here, and even portions as we get here into Missouri and eastern Kansas as well. A lower threat for some hail, but still some hail that could be up to near quarter size, that 1 inch in diameter hail potential as well. And again, that 2% chance for tornadoes mainly across lower Michigan there, across the Detroit area and on north and towards portions of Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, and Lansing, Michigan, all in that risk for potentially an isolated tornado as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So looking at the setup for severe weather as we head into the afternoon tomorrow on your Wednesday, lots of low-level moisture widespread across portions of the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and the Great Lakes. All these corn crops are maturing out there, guys. We got the corn crop's very tall. We got the beans that are fully matured. So we definitely have a lot of moisture out there here with evapotranspiration, and we're definitely seeing widespread low to mid 70 dew points here. And that will feed into the instability or CAPE, convective available potential energy, rising here to around 3,000 to locally 4,000 joules per kilogram, right along and ahead of that cold front, moving to the south and east across portions of the Ohio Valley, the Illinois Valley, getting down towards the Missouri River Valley, as well as the Great Lakes as we head here into Wednesday afternoon. And we're also seeing a little bit of some wind shear here. The stronger wind shear will be kind of an association with that low pressure system moving through southeastern Canada here up into portions of the lower peninsula there of Michigan towards Detroit, getting toward the Kalamazoo, Lansing, and Grand Rapids area. A little bit, weaker instability as you get farther southwestward here towards Illinois and the Missouri Valley, but still some higher instability for potentially some severe weather across those areas as well. So looking at the NAM forecasting model here, this is what the radar could look like as we head toward later in the day on Wednesday into Wednesday evening. A kind of a line of storms moving from portions, from Detroit all the way down here through portions of northern Indiana, approaching the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, approaching Indianapolis, and then down towards portions there of Champaign-Urbana, getting down towards Springfield, Illinois, and perhaps the St. Louis area as we head into late in the afternoon on Wednesday around the 3-4 o'clock time frame. Even some scattered showers and storms developing even behind the cold front here, kind of across portions of northern Missouri and southern portions of Iowa as well, with maybe some threat for some damaging winds and hail there as well. Then this line will start to break up a little bit as we kind of move into Wednesday evening here, with that kind of the instability starting to wane just a little bit. But we will see some more storms kind of filling in across portions of Indiana, northwestern Ohio, and southern lower Michigan as we kind of move into the overnight hours here and after midnight going into your Thursday morning. Looking at precipitation here going from Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning, some widespread rainfall amounts from portions of Michigan all the way down here through northern Indiana, northwestern Ohio, much of central and southern Illinois, getting into southeastern portions there of Missouri. Widespread rainfall amounts of 1 to perhaps 2 inches of rainfall in some of these areas that receive that heavier rainfall here across the St. Louis area, getting up through Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and portions there of the Detroit area as well. So we'll continue to watch that as we get closer. But even as we push toward the middle and late portion of the week, toward that Thursday time frame, Thursday, August 4th, we still have that ridge across portions of the central and southern plains starting to shift a little farther to the east. We definitely see that upper level trough starting to build in across British Columbia and Alberta into southwestern Canada, and that will continue to force this up high pressure system and this ridge farther to the east across the center of the country here, and that will also push the warmer and hotter temperatures farther to the east as well. We still got widespread 90s to 100-degree temperatures or higher across portions of the center of the country here, from Montana through the Dakotas all the way down to Texas and Oklahoma here. Again, widespread heat here as well. We even have some pretty hot temperatures forecasted here for portions of the Northeast as well, with 100 degrees possible on Thursday, August 4th in Boston, 94 degrees here in the portions of New York City, 98 in the portions of Connecticut there, and then 95 into the Outer Banks of Virginia. So some very hot temperatures even in New England as we head into Thursday, August 4th as well. We'll also be watching this cold front continue to slowly move its way to the south and east as we head through the day on Thursday. Again, we could be talking about some more widespread showers and storms, probably limiting the severe weather threat with all the cloud cover here from Wednesday's event, but definitely still seeing some widespread showers and storms, maybe some heavier rainfall in some of these storms as well as we head into your Thursday time frame. The Storm Prediction Center does not have any highlighted severe weather risk here for Thursday, just kind of a general garden variety type thunderstorm event from portions of the southwestern United States and the monsoon areas, as well as portions here of the Tennessee, Ohio valleys, and the southeastern United States, and moving up toward the New England region as we move into Thursday afternoon. So looking here at early Thursday afternoon, 1-2 o'clock here Central Daylight Time, we have kind of an organized cluster of showers and storms across portions of the St. Louis area, getting down here into southeastern portions of Missouri and down towards Little Rock, Arkansas. Maybe some scattered showers and storms down toward portions of the Gulf Coast here as well. But as we kind of move into late Thursday afternoon into that 3, 4, 5 o'clock time frame, we'll start to see some of these showers and storms spread to the north and east here toward portions of the Ohio Valley, and then start to kind of wane in intensity and coverage as we head into the overnight hours on your Thursday as the instability really starts to wane. But we could be seeing some storms up into portions of New England as well, especially across Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and as well as New York State as we kind of move into the overnight hours into your Friday morning. Looking kind of at the precipitation amounts for your Thursday into your Friday morning, yeah, again, widespread rainfall amounts in interior New England from portions of southern Quebec all the way down through portions of the Ohio Valley and portions there, as well as the southern Great Lakes. Generally on average around an inch of rainfall in a couple areas here, especially into Ohio, especially into portions there of New York State, and getting up into northern Vermont, New Hampshire as well. And look at all the monsoonal moisture here as well across the Four Corners region and the desert Southwest from Arizona into New Mexico and portions there in Nevada. Yes, some heavy rainfall potential there, with some rainfall here, especially into eastern Arizona and western New Mexico, approaching around 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rainfall in some of these areas as well. Even as we go into Friday, guys, we got that ridge really starting to build across the center, the central and southern plains here. We got that trough still kind of moving to the east slowly across portions of, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and even Manitoba, Canada, across southern Canadian prairies there as we move into Friday afternoon and evening. And that just continues as we head into Saturday as well, with that ridge continuing to, remain dominant across the central and southern plains. Another trough starts to build in across the British Columbia and western Alberta as we move into later on Saturday here as well. But looking at your temperatures for Friday, August 5th, yeah, look at that, guys. Widespread 90s, widespread 100s from portions of the Dakotas, south here into portions of Nebraska, western Iowa, getting down here into portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas as we head into Friday as well. That heat starts to build a little farther to the east on Saturday. It does appear that there could be a cold front that'll start to, develop across the northern plains and upper Midwest as we head into Saturday here with some more refreshing temperatures behind that cold front, with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s, with lower humidity across North Dakota, northern Minnesota, and getting back here to the west here into Montana as we head into Saturday afternoon here on your Saturday, August 6th. But as we move into August 7th here, starting on Sunday here late in the weekend and moving into that second week here in August, the Climate Prediction Center is forecasting still above normal temperatures across most of the country here, an exception to the southwestern United States, across portions there of Arizona, getting over toward portions of southern Nevada, southern Utah, and western portions there of New Mexico, southern California. Those areas are going to be under the monsoonal weather. And with those upper level troughs, spinning across portions of the Aleutian Islands up toward Alaska and getting into portions of British Columbia, we'll see below normal temperatures favored for much of Alaska during this period from August 7th through August 11th here as well. Underneath that ridge of high pressure, we're going to be seeing a lot of below normal precipitation favored for much of the central southern plains, getting all the way up here into the northern plains as well as the western Great Lakes during this period here. A little bit of above normal precipitation favored in some of these areas that do not need much more rainfall across Kentucky, Tennessee, and especially here to the east across the mid-Atlantic. And then across the western United States, the monsoon will be going, very strong across these areas with lots of rainfall, widespread heavy rain from portions of Idaho down through portions of, Nevada, Utah, and the portions there of northern, Arizona, the front range of the Rockies here, again, around the Salt Lake City area, getting into portions there of northern Arizona. And even maybe a little bit of some rainfall being favored across south central Texas during this period, with some of the monsoonal moisture there as well between that August 7th through 11th timeframe. I did want to talk about this here as well, kind of looking at the Nino index. This is kind of what we expect here to kind of look at with the La Nina. Right at 0, that's ENSO neutral. Above that here with positive numbers, that's El Nino conditions. And below that with negative numbers, that's La Nina conditions. And we're seeing La Nina firmly in place here as we move through, early August here. Back in May, we actually saw a strong La Nina with minus 1.0 on the index here. It actually did kind of weaken very robustly here across portions of the middle of the summer. But actually, in the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing the La Nina actually start to strengthen very rapidly in the last 7 to 10 days, and it's really been rapidly strengthening already down to around a moderate La Nina. And it looks like we're kind of moving toward a strong La Nina, if not a record strong La Nina, as we head toward early and middle of fall. So that will be something here to watch as well. Right now, the index is showing around minus 0.6 here on the index for La Nina, so that is approaching or already into that moderate La Nina status as we head here through the next few days. And you can see that here on the sea surface temperatures here, a very big burst here, some colder waters just off the west coast of South America, moving westward across the equatorial Pacific. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of cooler anomalies across the Pacific Ocean here in those famous areas that we watch for, La Nina conditions. But just to the north here of Hawaii, we're seeing a big blob of some warmer sea surface temperatures, and that is actually enhancing some of this La Nina conditions for the United States as we kind of move through the next few weeks. So that is something to watch as well. But looking here at your tropical weather update, guys, we got a lot happening across the Eastern Pacific Basin. We got, Tropical Depression Georgette. We got Tropical Storm Frank that will also become a tropical depression here in the next couple of days. And also watching 2 of these areas here in the yellow shaded areas of the National Hurricane Center has put out a 20% chance of development in the next 5 days for some of these, areas of interest for more storm development across the Eastern Pacific Basin as we move through the next 5 days or so. Looking at Tropical Storm Frank, a pretty weak tropical storm right now, maximum sustained wind around 45 miles per hour, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour, so it has kind of slowed down in forward speed. It does look like it's going to kind of remain at tropical storm status through the rest of this afternoon, but then kind of weaken to, tropical depression and then post-tropical depression here status as it gets a little bit closer here to the west coast towards California as we move toward later this week here towards that Thursday afternoon and evening time frame. And you can see Tropical Storm Frank right now here, not very organized. You don't see a clear eye wall or anything like that, which means it's really starting to weaken, and we're really starting to see these outer bands here of some of the rainfall and thunderstorm activity start to weaken as well as it kind of moves back towards that tropical depression status in the next few days. But looking across the Atlantic basin here, the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, guys, we're seeing a very quiet pattern persisting here at least through the next 5 days, if not the next 10 days here still, potentially even through the middle of August here, not seeing much in the way of, any systems developing here of tropical nature across portions of the Atlantic, Caribbean, or Gulf of Mexico. But I will keep you posted on that here as well. Again, guys, like always, thank you guys for watching my video. Much appreciated. Remember to like the video down below here. Give me a thumbs up. And, leave any comments, questions, concerns below. I will also be able to answer those here later on today or tomorrow. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Much appreciated as well. Thank you guys for helping me get over 500 subscribers. Again, you guys are all awesome. So thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.